Hi, welcome to the Rittner Floral School in Boston, Mass. I'm Dr. Steve Rittner, and it's a pleasure to welcome you into one of our classrooms today. We got a neat demonstration for you. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. Now, I know I say that every time I do one of these things, but I mean it. I really do think you're going to have fun. This particular demonstration is based on fall. It's fall season, and we're going to do a fall arrangement, and I think you're going to find that this is going to be really neat. We start with a container. The container, as you can see, definitely has a fall motif. It's got reds and golds and oranges built into it. We got a little bit of foam in place there, and we're just about ready to go. Now, at Rittners, we feel very strongly that learning floral designing should be quick, easy, and fun. And one way that you can make it quick, easy, and fun is to know some of the tricks of the trade. So I'm going to teach you guys today a trick of the trade. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't tell them? Yeah, I guess I will. This stuff, this is amazing. This is called leucadendron. Leucadendron. It is an amazing product. It's come to us from the folks at Resendez Brothers Protea Farms in California. Look at the size of this. It's amazing. The leucadendron family is really noted for more foliage than flowers. But look, it comes in a variety of different colors. You get green with some red around the edges. You get all green. These things can be used to create line and arrangement, but they also can be broken down, and you can do some really neat things with it. And what I'm going to be doing, and this is the trick that I want to share with you guys today, is I'm going to take my leucadendron and I'm going to break it into smaller pieces. Because, believe it or not, we can come up with an overall shape and also pattern. And also, by breaking it up this way, we can cover mechanics too. Now, I want you to watch what I'm going to do. You guys are going to find this interesting. And it's something that you may never have considered in terms of your designing, and yet it's something that can really make your designing quick, easy, fun to do, easy to do, and really neat. And all I'm doing is taking my leucadendron and I'm breaking it down into some smaller pieces. And I'm going to put some not only on the edges, but also some is going to go into the top as well. And you'll notice that I'm gradually, by using this particular product, really creating my shape and form of my design. And I'm filling space very, very rapidly. That's the beauty of leucadendron. That's the trick. And it's something you may never have considered, certainly not in a fall type motif. But I want you to think about it, my viewer. The stuff is amazing. It's available. It's very hardy. It holds up really, really well. And the quality of the product is absolutely superb. Look, just taking a couple of pieces of leucadendron, breaking them down, and then using it this way, I have a pattern. Now everything else on this design is going to be even easier because it's going to be a matter of simply filling in. The next material that I want to show you that we're going to start doing, because now that we have kind of the feel of the design with our foliage, we're going to start adding some flowers. This is called Red Rover. Red Rover. Isn't it a beautiful flower? It is generally available during the fall. It has that beautiful kind of brown, bronze kind of an effect to it. It's absolutely amazing. This year they're calling it Morgan as well, but I like the term Red Rover and I still use it. And I'm taking a few of my Red Rovers, and because this is a design that is essentially meant to be viewed all the way around, and you, my viewer, are seeing it from the front, I am going to place some towards the other side of the design because people can view it on both sides. And notice how, with just a few Red Rover, it fills in very, very nicely for me. Now we're going to use a few other things as well to come up with our fall arrangement, because Red Rover is pretty, but it only has part of the story. We're going to use a few other big flowers. This is one of my favorite flowers. Of course, you know every flower is one of my favorite flowers, but everybody loves sunflowers. These are the mini sunflowers. They're absolutely beautiful, and they certainly are an optimistic, friendly, nice flower, and they certainly say fall, and they certainly say harvest and good times and so forth. And so I'm going to take a couple of my mini sunflowers and I'm going to place them into my design as well. And I'm just using the area that was created by my leucadendron to established the shape, and now it's just a matter of kind of filling in with some of my other materials. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm taking some of my sunflowers, working them in, and I'm letting them drip and droop in different directions because my overall shape is kind of roundy. But to keep it from looking too rigid, I can play with it and let these things kind of drip and droop in different directions very, very nicely. Now I have another flower that happens to be one of my favorite flowers. I love this one. These are miniature gerbera. And again, notice we've got a beautiful variety here that has kind of orange and yellow around the edges. It is absolutely beautiful. And I thought it would be kind of fun to work a couple of mini gerbs into the design today. And I think that you, my viewer, are going to enjoy this. So we can use really a nice combination of all kinds of things to come up with these designs and come up with a very, very pretty effect on our design. And I'm going to take another one and place it over, facing over in the other direction as well. Now let's see, what other great things do we have to play with? Oh, well, we have some roses. Of course, you never can go wrong with roses. We've got at this time of the year some amazing roses that come in oranges and yellows and bicolors, and they work so well in terms of the holiday kind of theme. So I'm going to work some roses into this. You see, the hardest part of this design was essentially the first couple of minutes when we were taking the leucadendron, breaking it down, and then working it in the center and all the way around. Everything else on this design basically is fill-in. This is what I like about this kind of thing. It's quick, it's easy, it's fun, and it's showy as all get out. Incidentally, you can also mix in red flowers as well. And so let's work a red rose into this mixture as well. You never can go wrong with that. I have some other neat things to play with on this design because we want to kind of play a little bit more with the concept of the leucadendron. We have some pin cushions, also from Rittners Brothers. These are an amazing flower. They come in oranges, they come in yellows, they come in all kinds of different colors. And let's work a few of our pin cushions into our mix. And you can see that with just a few pin cushions, they fill in so nicely and give us a lovely, lovely effect. So I'm taking a few of my pin cushions and working it in. You know, if you're ever not sure of what kind of combinations, I obviously have a kind of a set menu that I'm following here, and set pattern that I'm following here today. But sometimes the easiest way, if you're not sure of what combinations to play with, is simply to go into your flower shop or into your mass market environment and buy some of the prepared little packages of mixed flowers, because these have been put together specifically so that you have a lot of different things. And in that way, you can come up with some really, really neat ideas. Now I'm going to mix a few more things. This is just about done, but let me mix a couple more things. I have a small protea, also from the folks at Rittners Brothers in California. So I'm going to let my little protea kind of tuck out from that side. And I have another little protea. These proteas are just amazing. They come in different sizes and different varieties, but I'm working a couple of them in. And I want to add one more little touch of material that we associate with this time of the year. Yarrow. Isn't this beautiful stuff? It's fresh, it's brand new, it's absolutely gorgeous. And for a little bit of texture and a little yellow into our design, in addition to our sunflowers and in addition to our pin cushions, a little bit of yarrow. What do you think, my viewer? It adds texture, it adds a little bit of class to our design, and I'm going to work some not only there, but also again, I'm putting some of my yarrow around into the other side of the design. These things practically make themselves absolutely beautiful. There's one other little trick I'd like to share with you, my viewer, that you can do on this, and this depends on your tastes. At this time of the year, of course, because it is fall, we have all kinds of fall leaves and things available. You can sometimes pick them up on your own, or you can buy these from your local florist or from your local supermarket, because they are little clusters of leaves. And if you want to get a little bit more wild coloring into it, sometimes just a little touch of some of these adds a kind of a wildness to our design. Now it depends on you. You want to be a little more subdued, you can leave it as is, or we can add a little touch through some of these oak leaves. And I'm just working just a little here and there. And you can see it doesn't take much to come up with an interesting effect. I would say this is an optional kind of thing, depending upon your particular tastes, my viewer. And that's the beauty of this. You can go in so many different directions. Well, my viewer, it's a pretty arrangement, isn't it? You could use this on your mantle. You could use it on a sideboard. You could use it in an entry area. You could use it at a workstation, or possibly an entry area in a business on a counter there. Something like this could be possibly used on a table, probably in a shorter container. We generally have a rule here at Rittners. We call it the nostril factor. If you're sitting at a table and your nose is higher than the design, then it's probably okay to use. But I think that I might feel more comfortable if this were a little shorter. We could do the same design in a shorter container and use it as a centerpiece. Well, we've covered a lot in a short period of time, my viewer. We hope that you enjoyed this. Keep in mind the essential trick on this design. Leucadendron, an amazing product. It was what we used to create the overall shape of it. And then everything else, my viewer, is simply fill in with a variety of beautiful materials and botanicals available at this time of the year. On behalf of all of us here at Rittner's Floral School, I'm Dr. Steve Rittner. We thank you for coming in and visiting one of our classrooms today. Thank you.